So in this video, we're going to talk about 4 mistakes that you must avoid when starting a business. Now, when you start a business, it can be so exciting, so thrilling, and just downright amazing. Starting a business is one of the most exciting times of your life, and it should be a process that you really enjoy. Now, to enjoy it to the most, you must avoid or minimize your mistakes. Mistakes and failures will be part of your business journey, and we will learn from our failures, and you should learn from your failures. But I'm going to give you 4 things that you must avoid when starting a business. 4 mistakes to avoid when starting a business. And giving you this information now means that you don't have to go through these mistakes by yourself. You can learn it now and avoid these mistakes altogether. Now, the first mistake that I see loads of new businesses make is only getting advice from peers and friends. So within your business, you either have a product or a service. And it's really important that we're getting feedback from the right people or feedback from the relevant people. It's fantastic asking our friends and our family and our peers for support and asking them their opinion. It's fantastic doing that. But it's really important that we're getting feedback from our target market. For example, if you're a female clothing brand and you're selling skirts and dresses, and you ask me, what do I think of the design of this dress? I may tell you it's lovely. I might tell you it's horrible. Who knows what I may tell you? The point is, I am not your target audience. So asking me isn't really the best place to start. You should be targeting people that would potentially be buying these products or services. So you must not only rely on peers and friends and family for feedback, you must be reaching out to your target audience to get relevant and constructive feedback and criticism on your product or your service. So mistake number 1 when starting a new business is avoid only asking your peers, family and friends for their opinion. We must be asking our target audience. The second mistake that so many businesses make when starting out is pricing. Now, pricing can be so difficult. Do I price it really high? Do I price it really low? Do I go in at the going rate? Where should I set my prices? Pricing can be so confusing. Now, we need to build confidence when setting our pricing. And that's one of the things that I learned within my business. Setting pricing, you need to build your confidence and realize that you are worth the price that you want to charge. So it's important when you're setting your pricing that you're not going in too low or too high. Well, I know that's easier said than done, and you're going to be thinking, well, how do I know what's too low and what's too high? Well, you need to be doing your research. You need to be finding similar products or services to yours and find out what price that they're selling at. You can then base your price off of that. Now, it's really important that we're not undercutting the market by too much. You must value yourself and value your service. If you go in too cheap, people might think that you're not offering a good service. For example, if you're selling a jumper, and we know that the average price of a jumper is £20 or $20, and if you're selling your jumper for $5, that might raise some alarm bells. Why is this jumper so cheap? If you're selling it for $15 or £15, 25% less than the average price, then that's not such a bad thing. So when you're setting your pricing, you really must do your homework. Find out what your competition is charging, find out what similar services and similar products are selling for, and base your price around that. Avoid pricing yourself too high and avoid pricing yourself too low. If you price too low, often in the future, when you want to increase your price, it can be difficult, and you may find that you lose clients or lose customers because you've made an increase in price. Now, another mistake that people make when starting out as businesses is not having insurance. Now, you need to have public liability insurance when setting up a business. If you're a small business, public liability insurance can be very reasonable. It doesn't need to be too expensive. Please do look at some public liability insurance. Now, when you actually work with companies and corporations, some of them or many of them will ask you for your insurance details or your insurance documents. They want to check that you are a legitimate business and that they can work with you in the future. So they'll check that you have the relevant insurance, the relevant qualifications to offer the service or product that you're selling. If you're offering a professional service, then it's really important that you have professional liability insurance. So again, look it up on Google, professional liability insurance for your industry. And lastly, if you're an employer and you're employing people, you need to have employer's liability insurance. Again, look that up. Please make sure that you're covered, make sure that you have the relevant insurance for your field. And number 4, another mistake that many people make when starting out as a small business is mismanaging cash flow. So when you're starting a business, you must get your financial numbers right. You must get your finances in order. You need to work out what your costs are, what your expenses are, and how much profit you can make off of each service that you provide or each product that you provide. It's really important that you have your finances in order when starting a business. This could be as simple as knowing exactly how much it costs to make your product. For example, if you're making handbags, you want to know exactly how much that handbag costs to make. If that handbag costs you £5 to make or $5 to make, then you know that you have to sell this for more than £5 or $5 in order to make a profit. It's so important that we're not mismanaging our money. You must be monitoring your cash flow so that you're not getting yourself in debt. So there we have it, 4 mistakes to avoid when starting a business. Avoid only getting feedback from your peers and friends, and ensure that you're getting feedback from your target audience. Avoid pricing yourself too low or too high. Make sure that you're doing your research and finding the right price for your target audience and for your industry. Number 3, make sure that you have insurance. Make sure that you're covering your back. You don't want to be sued. Make sure that you're covering your back. And number 4, make sure that you're managing your cash flow. Make sure that you know how much it costs you to create your product or service so that you can work out how much profit you can make. Now, there are going to be so many more mistakes that you'll make along the way on your business journey. Please don't worry about it. Don't worry if you make mistakes. The main thing is that you learn from these mistakes. So make sure that you're learning from these mistakes, adapt and grow as your business grows. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you find this content useful, hit the subscribe button, check out some of my other videos. Don't forget, make sure, support the ting. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace and love. Entrepreneur,